as we are working on the high density high rises, it's very important for us to make sure that right from a day one, design has to be made safe for the occupants. And that
So if you kind of like draw a frame and in simpler words, what do you have to do to make that execute that safety from a design perspective?
from design perspective, there are several facets through which the design needs to be looked upon, right? And it would change from the building typology to typology. I mean, the commercial occupancy is maybe from morning 7 to night 9 o'clock, right? Healthcare, it's 24/7. Residential, again, it's kind of a 24/7. The institute, it's different. So based upon those occupancies, I think there has to be analysis established to the kind of indexes to the intensity of the safety and security.
So let's say for a layman, how should he understand what you're saying?
At the point of any sort of a disaster, how fast I can egress from particular.
So let's say kuch hota hai lafda, so how can I get out of the building quickly?
Yeah.
Correct.
But typically, if you look at when something like this happens, man runs either to the toilet or to his cupboard to pick up his stuff and then try to egress.
Correct.
Now, this is something where we need to work on the people's psychology, or there has to be a regular drills where you make them understand that how you're supposed to behave. Now, this is something which is with the behavior pattern where we need to work, and at the same time, as an architect, I need to design where the person can egress from various layers of any occupied premises within the time where he can safely come out of that building. So this is how it would change from the occupancy to occupancy, from the rise for a mid-rise, low-rise, high-rise, super high-rise. So if we factor them in that particular fashion, and if you look at the National Building Code or various kind of codes, they have given that sort of analysis.
I'm just thinking, do developers give out a manual in case of fire? What you should do? They just write it.
They should
Use lift in case of fire. Use
See, right
now
now,
manual. Now it's so easy to make use. In fact, there should be drills carried out as well, and what to do in what situation.
commercial building में तो drills होते हैं.
There is important. So it should be. Not how much it should.
But एक minute, question ये है कि safety. I get the draft of what you're saying. Safety means how soon I can, get out of the building or the whatever when
Yes.
there's anything which happens
Yeah.
in case of fire.
so first of all, first thing is a life.
Correct.
Second thing is a property. So first thing always
Life
life
तो
matters.
property है.
Life property तो secondary, लेकिन
Correct.
हर कोई लाइफ से पहले प्रॉपर्टी के लिए भागता है.
Correct.
ये सबसे बड़ी चीज है, which I mean, even if you look at the video of Goa, people didn't realize that there is fire happening, and they were all trying to pick up their drums. That's what I found, that they were trying to pick up their equipment, but they were supposed to run and not supposed to pick up the equipment. So that is human tendency. But when there is a human tendency, there are codes which has been given that premises should be how many hours rated so that the safety firefighters can reach and rescue. So there are two factors. One is to save yourself, and second is the rescue operations. So all those things are factored for any design. So for an architect goes through a code where as per the code, when the rescue operation will happen, see, there is a chief fire officer's NOC,
Correct.
and through that typically the core and shell is protected first, and the rating is given 2-hour fire rated, 4-hour fire rated.
Correct.
Then there is an individual unit which has been rated. There are certain areas. Then there are two strategies of active and passive kind of
That's the
fighting.
technical side of it. I'm talking more from the holistic side. Is it actually the client
It is implemented. Yes,
it is now
100%
So it-
implemented.
mandatory? That's why it's implemented.
Absolutely. And see, slowly people are realizing that once they are committing themselves to the high rises, they have to provide, because egress is not that easy. It's quite complex.
Especially in the high rise, you jump out of the building.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying, that you have to work on the human tendency, and at the same time, your premises has to be made compliant with the codes.
So it's very important for the developers as well to fall in line. So what does safety really mean? As an architect, Anuja mentions that it's about how soon you can evacuate or get out of a premise in case of a fire. That's what safety means. So we switch it to a consultant, a facade consultant in terms of what is his prerogative and what is the meaning of safety?
Taking a cue from what Anuja said, I think life safety comes first before property. And in that regard, there's a term that we use quite commonly, whether it's a fire engineer or facade engineer, we call it compartmentalization. So the space that you bought, the space you're leasing, has to be insular from your adjacencies. You could be having a neighbor who's not as responsible, has bad wiring done, or you could have somebody storing flammable materials downstairs. So the idea is that when that catches fire, that compartmentalization or that line of defense gives you ample time to evacuate. I think we're typically talking 2 hours. So if you are at home, you're sleeping, you come to senses, you realize there's a fire, and then you have to make your way out. Of course, there are challenges. We see it all the time in aircraft announcements that in case if you land on water, don't go for your bag, just head for the exit. So I think that's number one. Somebody said very interesting thing that it's very ignored as a subject. It's very ignored as a product application in a building, that it's an army that you pay for only for that one day that you have to wage a war.
Right.
So it's essentially you basically invested in this thing hoping that day doesn't come, but then you still have to do that investment. So I think compartmentalization is one, and then second, that's more important, is buying people time. So that the fire physically doesn't hurt anyone, you still have enough time for you to make your way out safely.
So you have to prepare for war is the right way to position this, because it's something which, like COVID happened. Were we prepared? Not. There can be debates for help. But we coped up because it was a world syndrome. It was the world's largest unified effort to protect lives. I think the same way this subject needs to be discussed, and solutions, making sure that buildings are designed, crafted for human safety. Because हम ही में तो हैं, और कौन है? हम ही लिए तो सब कुछ बनाए जा रहे हैं. हम अपने लिए बना रहे हैं और किसके लिए बना रहे हैं. अगर हम अपना ध्यान नहीं रख सकते तो फिर किसका ध्यान रखेंगे? Anyways, Rohan, your take on safety?
I think picking up from what Gautam said, obviously compartmentalization is something which is very important, and egress, as Anuja said, also is very, very important. So the inhabitant can leave and can escape. But also I think besides the passive methods, the active methods also, in terms of, the biggest killer in a fire is usually not getting burnt alive. It is usually the smoke that is actually killing someone. So you should have the ability for the smoke to evacuate from the building. Now how that is done with automation, smoke vents, there are other technologies that we are using.
Everything is available, right?
Everything is available. Now question is of how it is implemented. And it is different in different geography, different codes in different geographies, right? The Mumbai chief fire officer will have another point of view, whereas somebody in Hyderabad will have a different point of view. So that differs. We can touch upon that later, how it is different in each different geography and what their norms are differently over there.
Donald, as a product manufacturer, what's your take?
To be fair, I'm going to take cues from all three of them. Yes, active and passive fire protection should coexist. It's important that they function together and work as a unit. One cannot be the excuse of not having the other, because we constantly see building codes around the world that prioritize active fire protection over passive fire protection.
And so what is active fire protection? Maybe you can answer that on a frame.
So active fire protection is basically anything that reacts. So your detectors, your alarms, your sprinklers, your smoke vents, etc. Anything that reacts in a fire, that's active fire protection. Passive fire protection is what goes inside the fabric of a building. So you are only given one chance to do it right, and that is in the design and construction phase. You cannot do 50% of the building and then say, oh, I might want to do passive fire protection now. That doesn't work. It goes inside the fabric of the building, and you have to do it from the initial phase.
So it's an integral part of the prima phase of the building.
100%.
You have a fire detection system and your building is not compliant, then there will be fire.
Correct.
So it has to synchronize right from the design stage to the execution stage to the stage of the product. So in this short little episode, we talked about safety. What does it mean? I think this is a great learning. Active fire protection and passive fire protection. Because for me as well, I've learned this word a million times. And egress. Simple stuff, right? There's no rocket science there. It's simple stuff. There are products which are designed. Designers are aware. Consultants are aware. It's just that everybody needs to at least be aware. You can't do everything about everything, but you should at least be aware of, ask simple questions to the building that you're moving. I think, इंडिया में होता है, हर जगह होता है. पहले लफड़ा होता है, उसके बाद ठीक होता है. But बहुत लफड़े हो चुके हैं with respect to fire. I won't say it's high time. I think there is lots of buildings which are following all these norms. That's why you're selling your products and you're doing these buildings. But a lot of buildings need to be scraped and has to be taken care of from the point of view save lives. Correct? The calamity is not around the corner. I don't want to manifest anything, but we can't control. And this is nature. We've seen so many elements. Okay, great.